cards in my hand, searching for signs, lost in the sand. Whispers of fate, echoes of dreams in the dark slate. Nothing's as it seems. Flip the cards, turn around. Mysteries we have found. In the shadows we dance. Take a chance, take a chance. Ghostly figures, guiding light. Readers and seekers in the night. Hopes and fears, written in gold. Truth appears.
Good morning, Maureen. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the My Tarot Morning Reflection, our daily inventory, and a chance to take a breath. I hope everybody had that amazing day yesterday. Now we get a chance to see what the universe just might have for us today. Good morning, Corina. What all that other wonderful stuff is. As we listen to the cards like they're the sounds of the ocean. Man, again, it's one of those things where I've been in this really good habit. I bought myself a Kindle. And so to get away from that blue light, I guess they say, from the phone, I had been putting the phone away at 8:30, not watching TV or anything, reading. And last night, I stayed up looking at the phone until 11 o'clock, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Good habits actually feel really good when you wake up in the morning. Good morning, PGS Avani 30. So, it's funny. It's like, again, one of those things where we develop these habits of meditation and taking care of ourselves. Getting up in the morning, remembering to breathe. And we don't realize just how good it is for us until like a few days later, or we stop and we realize it's like, why am I so frantic? Or why am I just getting on edge and irritated? And you know, it's just one of those things where we develop these habits, and when we stop, hopefully we'll realize it before we totally get out of that habit. What do we have? You want to crack the UPSC exam. Can I crack it? Please give career guidance for me, sir. Well, what we're doing here is a chance to check in with the universe, where I like to say the universe holds up a mirror and asks us, what do we see? And we use, for example, the tarot as our reflection. And since it's the other thing I like to say is that there are no coincidences and everything is an omen. So, PGS, as we're doing this together, I like to think of how the universe, everything's connected through strings and stuff, and you stumbled on this channel quite possibly for a reason today. So let's see what we have. Let's see here, click. There we go. And let's see what we can do. So, first thing I like to do is to make sure our feet's flat on the floor. And maybe you do this when you're on your exam, because sometimes we forget to breathe. Feet flat on the floor, butt doing the kitty dance. Checking in where our shoulders are. I know that if I'm taking an exam, the shoulders will be way up here. But if I can just relax, and then relax the neck, and just kind of like get into a zone. Remembering to breathe. Here we like to listen to the cards like they're the sound of the ocean, and it reminds us to breathe. So if nothing else, you may not have remembered to breathe when you take your exam. But you're probably going to remember now, because I'm just going to keep talking about it for you. To take a breath before you take the exam. Feet on the floor, butt doing a kitty dance, shoulders relaxed, neck. let's see what the universe has for us. And I am going to make our 3 stacks. Each one of these is like a different thread going out to the universe. It's like each one of these is a different thought or idea. And if we believe in the multiverse, then each one of these is like a different path, because this stack will lead down one path. This stack is a totally different conversation. And this stack would lead us down a different path. So this morning, and see, you've already influenced me, because I'm thinking somebody's taking an exam. You know, sometimes, so I'll take the top stack, because sometimes I like to see the top stack as things that might be right in front of us and we don't even see it. We don't even realize it. So, just by coming on this channel, you have already influenced everybody's day on this channel. And I like to flip each card over one at a time, like we're reading the pages of a book. So, now, the first that we have is the Tower. And this is not like Hollywood. Keep in mind that no card in the tarot is all good or all bad. So what is the Tower? So, anybody who's been on my channel knows my favorite question I ask people when I'm reading live for them. I get the Tower and I ask them, "Good morning, Tony." So when I get the Tower and I have somebody in front of me and we're talking, I always like to ask one question, and that question is, what's the one thing that hurts worse than a lie? And then we'll start a discussion. It's an interesting discussion. Sometimes they'll get it, but then we'll go through betrayal and all these things. But the one thing that hurts worse than a lie is the truth. And that's why the original tarot, this was called Le Maison Dieu, which is the house of God. And this is the lightning struck tower. And that light is the light of truth. So we always have a choice. You know, we can ignore the truth and continue to live in this tower, or do we need to let the truth bring down the tower so that we can start on a new foundation, a foundation built of truth? So, you know, it's tough to see the truth and then build from there, but sometimes it's important. But we don't know what else is going on yet because we still have these 3 cards. So, all right, so one of the things I like to say also, PGS, is that we have the minor cards, which are just the swords, the cups, and they're numbered. Then we have the majors. The minors are just day-to-day cards. Welcome to a Tuesday. The majors are the destiny cards, and we pay attention to the destiny cards. And so, here we have the Tower, and we know that this is that light of truth, that things that we feel like just can make our world crumble. But then we have the Empress. And the Empress is what? She is the one who takes care of the kingdom. And she is a major. She is a trump card. So she's the one that makes sure that the kingdom's taken care of emotionally. Everybody's well fed. She is the Earth Mother card. She might even be pregnant here. So she's got that instinct that goes with the nurturing side of it, which is important when we realize that sometimes with the Tower, we need to take a step back, and instead of like the cold hard facts, we need something more nurturing to be able to take what we're seeing, to take what we've learned. But the next card is the 8 of Cups. So cups are, and this is one of the minors now, cups are our spirituality, our emotions, our feelings. And 8s are about progressing forward. So in numerology, we have 1 to 10, and we want to get to that 10. 10 is part of that cycle where we've completed a cycle. So 8 is an important card along that journey because we're progressing, we're moving forward. And this is even almost like a map here. So by the time we get to the 8, 1, 5, 7, 8, going to 10, by the time we get to 8, sometimes we realize that the things that helped us to get where we are, the things that we needed, the things that we held dear, sometimes it's time to let those things go as we start moving to a new cycle. Especially here where we have all the things in the past that help to get us where we are. We all have experienced tough times. We've all had to either be that own Empress, and again, cards are not male or female. It's masculine energy, feminine energy. So this reflects on all the things that we've gone through to accomplish where we are today. Taking the test, passing a test, getting ready for a test. And as we do this and grow and mature, sometimes the things that we even loved, it's time to let some of those things go because we need to start moving forward. Those are the things that might be holding us, the things that we love the most might be the things that are holding us back now as we get ready to move forward. But we still have the advice card here, which is the Papesse, which is, in modern, it's the High Priestess. So, as we look at this, the High Priestess is our inner voice. It's those times where we've all at one point or another heard that voice in the back of our head that's saying, you know, why did we do that? We knew something was wrong. We knew that the right answer on here was this, but then we think about the answer too long and all of a sudden we doubt ourselves. So the High Priestess is about when we take our feet and put them flat on the floor before a test. And we have our butt do the kitty dance and we're comfortable and we relax our shoulders. And we go in and we trust that inner voice. Instead of seeing things logically, we touch that feminine side, that instinct side that's so strong with the Empress. Because now, as we look at this, we know the stuff that we've gone through. We know the things that have helped us. So here's the things that we all go through. But we're not going to go through this, right? We're not going to listen to the Empress until we go through this. The Empress could tell us beforehand, you shouldn't do this, but we're going to do it anyway. We're going to burn our hands. We're going to do what we need to do. That's what we need to do before we'll listen to the Empress. But if we would have listened to the Papesse before the Tower, if we would have said, I know this is going to happen, I trust my inner voice, I'm not going to get in this relationship, I'm not going to take this job, I'm not going to buy this car, I'm not going to do whatever it is our inner voice is saying to do, we would avoid this. But that's not how life is. We have to learn our lesson so that we can accept what the Empress has to say. And then only after we go through the Tower are we willing to let go of the things that we need to let go of so that we can move forward. And again, with the advice card being the High Priestess, the Papesse, we move forward. We learn from our past lessons by learning to trust our inner voice. So that instead of saying, oh, I knew it, I shouldn't have, I should have listened to that voice in the back of my head. Next time the situation comes up where the Tower may appear, we can say to ourselves, This isn't right, so I'm going to choose not to do it. No matter how much I want something, I'm going to choose not to do it. Is this kind of making sense? So today, it's all about listening to that inner voice, learning from our past lessons, and realizing these past lessons were the most important things in the world. Because if we didn't have these, we wouldn't listen to the Empress. We wouldn't trust that nurturing side that helps us to get through, who's going to teach us the things we need to learn. She's going to teach us what we need to let go of. She's going to teach us what's important so that we can go to the Eight of Cups, follow the map, let go of some of those things again that we cherished and helped us through those times, but now it's time to move forward as we go to the next level. And we do all this by listening to that little voice in the back of our heads. So with that, I have to say that PGS, I hope that you do amazing on that test. And good morning, Tony. It's good to see you. And learn French. Hi. Well, again, this is a general reading. And so I think this applies to all of us in a relationship. We know what we've done in the past, right? We know the things that we didn't listen to that inner voice. We all had to go through the tower. So will you meet your soulmate? Well, until, the lessons are learned, we're going to filter based on our experiences and what we choose to see or not see. So I hope all this helps everybody, and I hope this makes sense, and it's a group awareness that we have, because this does apply to each of us in our lives. So with that, take care. I hope you have that amazing day, and I hope everything works out for everybody here. And I will be back again here tomorrow, so I'm all excited about that. So take care and have a good day.
Stars in the sky, cards in my hand, searching for signs, lost in the sand, whispers of fate, echoes of dreams in the dark slate. Nothing's as it seems. Flip the cards, turn around, mysteries we have found. In the shadows we dance, take a chance, take a chance. Ghostly figures, guiding light, readers and seekers in the night. Hopes and fears, written in gold. Truth appears as stories unfold. Flip the cards, turn around, mysteries we have found. In the shadows we dance, take a chance, take a chance. Ghostly figures, guiding light, readers and seekers in the night. Hopes and fears, written in gold. Truth appears as stories unfold. Flip the cards, turn around, mysteries we have found. In the shadows we dance, take a chance, take a chance. Stars in the sky, cards in my hand, searching for signs, lost in the sand. Whispers of fate, echoes of dreams in the dark slate. Nothing's as it seems. Flip the cards, turn around. Mysteries we have found. In the shadows we dance. Take a chance, take a chance. Ghostly figures, guiding light. Readers and seekers in the night. Hopes and fears, written in gold. Truth appears as stories unfold. Flip the cards, turn around. Mysteries we have found. In the shadows we dance. Take a chance, take a chance. Ghostly figures, guiding light. Readers and seekers in the night. Hopes and fears, written in gold. Truth appears as stories unfold. Flip the cards, turn around. Mysteries we have found. In the shadows we dance. Take a chance, take a chance. Stars in the sky, cards